back with another completed master set. This is the Scarlet and Violet base set. I'm using a red Voltex binder. I missed out on the SV1 binder pre-order that they had, the embossed, I guess, SV1 binder that Voltex puts out, the limited edition drop. I do have the SV2 coming. I'll switch my Paldea binder over to that when that arrives. They have an Obsidian Flames one dropping, I think, August 4th as well. The Scarlet Violet base set is another very large set. It's 444 cards in the master set, if you don't include any of the alternate printings or promos or anything like that. That's 177 standard cards, 21 holo rares, 186 reverse holos, and 60 secret rares, including 24 illustration rares, 20 full arts, 10 special illustration rares, and 6 gold cards. So we'll go through the binder here. I do organize mine with the reverse holo next to it instead of in the same spot. I just think it looks better. So because of that, I always buy these 12 place binders. You know, I don't like how the master sets laid out this way look in the just the 9 card binders. I think after Paldea's release, you know, this is sort of a starter set for what Paldea became, especially with the number of secret rares that set had. So I don't quite like this set as much as Paldea, and I know not many people even like Paldea that much, but I do like both sets, especially with these special illustration rares coming up, and the illustration rares. I like the addition of the silver border. I know not a lot of people do, or at least not everyone does, but to me, especially when you get towards the back of the binder, it makes a lot of this stuff look really good. And again, we'll go over some of those alternate printings of cards towards the back of the binder, and I'll explain why I don't really insert those in the binder or am selective about where I insert them. It's just because it can throw off the pattern or the layout of the binder, and you'll see with this binder, or with this set especially, it just matches up so perfectly that, you know, unless there was an exact perfect amount of those alternate printings of cards, there's no point to me in disrupting the set. I like to go by what the player's guide from the ETB has. It's just easier to check off that way for me. So that's the end of the set proper here. The Youngster Reverse Holo was actually one of the 2 last cards I needed to complete this set. I never pulled it. I opened up a lot less of this than I did of Paldea, though. I only opened up 2 booster boxes and a couple ETBs, and then just got the rest of the singles from my local store. So we got our first page here. You'll see, again, the set proper ends perfectly, and the illustration rares begin on their own page. The only way I guess it could have worked out a little bit better, so if there were exactly 12 of the alternate art cards, I would have included those in here so that this second page of illustration rares was laid out, you know, next to the first, but it's still pretty good. So our illustration rares end right here, and our full arts begin on this page. We have a full page of Pokemon full arts, and then couple rows of the trainer full arts before we go into our special illustration rares. Like I said, it just really lends itself well to a layout by following the ETB, at least in this set. Sometimes you gotta insert a spacer card here and there on some of these sets, but not on this one. So we got our special illustration rares starting here. Coming over to Miriam, still the most valuable card in the set. And then we have our 6 gold cards. I'll go back and talk about some of these cards that I like, especially here in a minute, but what I mean by these alternate cards is right here. I'll keep them in the back of the binder if I happen to have them. I don't go out and seek them out. I've seen a lot of the master sets shown on YouTube. You know, people have like 8 Lechonks in a row or something like that. Just not what I'm looking for in a binder. I'm not that much of a completionist, I guess. So, you know, we have these from the Paldea collection. They're just hollow versions of the common cards in the front of the binder. Non-hollow versions of some cards like the Quaquaval and the Dondozo. Different hollow patterns, like, well, a hollow pattern Rotom, but not sure if it picks up in the camera, but what's it called? The Galaxy Foil, I think is what they're calling this one. You know, a non-hollow Annihilate, that kind of stuff. And again, if there were only 12 of them, I might have inserted them in there so that it would have pushed everything back one page. But there weren't. I have 16 of them, and I believe I'm missing, you know, even more than that, probably more than would even fit in the extra pages back here. There's only 3 extra pages because the set is so large anyway at 444 cards, and this holds 480. So just because of that, I don't seek these out. But, you know, if I get them by buying any of the products that release, I will throw them in the binder. The problem with these is that these can release, you know, 6 months down the road. So, you know, it's just something I put out of mind, out of sight when I finish the binder. Again, I really like, actually just going back here, you know, I'm not too big on the full art trainers, but I mean, I love the Koraidon here. Absolutely love it. I really like the Great Tusk, special illustration rare. Both of these golds, both are very good here. The Miraidon and Koraidon EX golds, I really like them. The Miriam, in addition to the Youngster Reverse Holo, just normal trainer card, was the Miriam Full Art was the last card I needed that I did not pull. I waited a little bit longer for this set than I did for Paldea so that I didn't pay some of the crazy prices upon set release. But I did have to pick up a Miriam instead of trading for it or anything like that. But everything else that is expensive, you know, other than the Miriam here, I bought one of these in a collection from a guy. He had a couple of them actually that he had pulled. So, you know, I got lucky with filling a lot of these holes by just buying out somebody's collection, and he happened to, you know, have a lot of what I was missing, which is no surprise since I only opened up 2 booster boxes. You know, my favorite card in the set is probably the Slowpoke. I can't get away from it. It's just, you know, a very good piece of art. I like it. Makes me laugh. Good card. I enjoy how a couple of the cards, you know, stack on top of each other instead of, you know, follow each other side by side. That's a little neat. You know, Scyther falling down here, getting caught by the Spidops or dodging the Spidops or something, going for the Tarantula. Another good set. I like it. There are some promo cards that I can display here. So we have these 3 here from the Paldea collection. Try to avoid some of the glare. And then the pre-release promos here, Mimikyu EX box, you know, some of the blister promos, etc. The ETB promos, and then again, just some more promos from boxes. So we have the ETB promos here. I don't, you know, particularly seek out the Pokemon Center ETBs usually. I did for Obsidian Flames just because I think everybody wants the promo out of that. And I did for 151 as well, just because, again, everybody's going to want the Pokemon Center promos out of that. But you'll see I just have them in just a little miscellaneous promo binder now. When there are more Scarlet and Violet era promos, I'll get a dedicated binder and probably a 12 spot binder, because I don't like that the pre-release promos cut off one. I know that's anal, but I would really like it if all 4 of those lined up. They probably won't naturally in a 12th place either. In fact, they would not, but you know, I can mess around with things there and put duplicates in, whatever. So here are all of the promos for the Scarlet and Violet era released so far up to this past weekend or this past Friday, when the Chimpao, Tinkatani X Build and Battle boxes and then the Annihilate PX box released. So I'll continue to fill this out as more sets release. I don't think there are going to be very many for Obsidian Flames. Maybe 4, 5, 6. And then it's right into the promos for Scarlet and Violet 151. So there will be very little space at the end of a binder required for Obsidian Flames, probably whether it is in relation to the alternate printings of cards like these or the promo cards. Just a lot of people, I think, are just skipping past Obsidian Flames, waiting for 151. Don't blame them. 151 is going to be a cool set. Excited for that, but I'm excited for Obsidian Flames too, especially seeing some of the illustration rares and special illustration rares that have been teased over the past few days. But yeah, got one more master set completed. I got Crown Zenith as well, so I might make a video on Crown Zenith. Just trying to document, I guess, my own completion of these. I know that there are other videos on YouTube of people who have these master sets, but again, this is just a very simple, easy layout one. No special cards inserted into it, just following along with what the ETB Player's Guide says. You know, I check it off as I go along and buy stuff at my local shop, and when I fill it up, I try to get the math right where you know, some of these pages line up. With Paldea, that was just not possible. There was just so much when it comes to illustration rares and full arts and special illustration rares. So many more than this set. But this one was well designed. It matched up well. So I like the layout of the binder. If anybody has an SV1 binder from Vaultex that they want to get rid of, trade, sell, whatever, holler at me, because I want it. And if I'm sure they'll reprint it eventually, but I hope I'm able to get that one day too. I do not mind doing the work swapping binders if I can get one that's nice labeled on the spine. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one.